Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. We are so excited to be here with each and every one of you tonight. And we've got a few people that are chiming in already. And as you guys can see, we've got a new layout going on, don't we, Michael?
Yeah, we do. We're trying to get it figured out, so bear with us, guys.
Yeah, we might
So,
have a
yeah,
couple of technical difficulties, but we're trying something new out. We've worked hard on this. We actually tested it out last night for our members channel, and it worked really well. And we're bringing you a little bit better quality video, and hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. Let us know and leave a comment just to let us know we are coming through loud and clear. And again, super excited to be here with you guys on a Friday night, and we're back. Last week, I apologize. I went out of town to see my granddaughters, and so, but I'm back, and Michael and I are ready to get rocking and rolling. But we sure appreciate everyone joining in on a Friday night. So, Michael, let's do our shout outs real quick, and we'll get rocking and rolling. So, we got Mr. Joe Dirt here. He says hello to all. We've got Mr. Tex Kinsey coming in the house. Says greetings from the land of the red dirt. So I'm assuming Tex is from Texas, right?
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let us know where you're from as well. And a lot of people are tonight as I've been watching the comments come through. Damian Thorne says, good evening, everyone. There's our main man, Mr. Surfside Dan is in the house. Glad to have Surfside Dan with us. And he's getting ready to go on a big trip over to Europe. So wish Dan the best. And I know he's going to have a great time. And Dan, go find us some amazing treasures and come back and tell us all about it. Maybe we can have Dan on after his trip to Europe. What do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. He can tell us all about it.
Oh,
So we
yeah,
find.
definitely for sure. We got Mr. LC Hunt says hello from the Bay State. We got, there he is, Mr. Diggin. Daryl says, everyone, yes, again, if you are going to get in, I'm glad Daryl said this because right now Daryl is the only one that is in on the giveaway tonight. So what you need to do is go over to the preview video for the live stream for tonight and leave hashtag MindLab in the comment section of that video because what we're going to do is we're going to pull from that video because I can't pull from this video, unfortunately. So that's how we're going to do it. So it's in the preview video. So go over there real quick if you got your phone or if you're on a computer nearby, go in and leave hashtag MindLab over there on the preview video for the live stream. And that gets you in the running for our drawing tonight, which, by the way, we are having a giveaway. We're giving away a nice pair of MindLab gloves and a nice MindLab Finds pouch. And both of those are being donated by LMS Metal Detecting. And we appreciate Mike doing that as well as MindLab. So go check those out and make sure you leave hashtag MindLab over there on the video. And I'll share the video in a few minutes and show you guys where it is. And you guys can leave the hashtag there. So again, go do that. And then we got Miss Bells in the house. Says good evening, everyone. Glad to have Bells with us as always. And we got Mr. Ferris Grump, who was in the house with us last night for our members only live stream. And we appreciate Ferris Grump being with us. And thank you again, Ferris Grump, for everything that you do for our channel. We appreciate you, buddy. Detect Meister, all the way from Ireland, is in here with us. We got Mr. Old Pelon. Says good afternoon, Brian and Michael. Glad to have Old Pelon with us, Michael. We got Papa Vane in the house. He says hello from the bluegrass state of Kentucky, Michael. How about that? Uh, we've got
No,
we've got Mr. Trevor Van Horn. Says hi, everyone. We've got Mr. Sniff It Out. Says hey guys, Southwest Pennsylvania checking in. We got Mr. James Bazell. Glad to have James. Feels like I hadn't seen James in a little while, but I'm glad he's here with us tonight. Appreciate you joining, James. We got Tesh Ridge Digger in the house. He says, hi, everyone. Good evening, Tesh Ridge. And then we got Miss Aggie Hall, Detecting Adventure, says, hey, y'all. Glad to have Aggie with us. And there's Mr. 5 Mile himself. Says, evening, y'all. Glad to have 5 Mile with us. Lost Soul is in the house all the way from Maryland. Thank you for joining in tonight, Lost Soul. We appreciate you, buddy. There he is, Mr. Ricky Bennett, and he's ready for that college football tomorrow with Georgia. Does Georgia got a bye tomorrow? I don't think they do. Maybe Ricky can tell us, but wish Georgia the best, and we're glad to have Ricky in here with us. We've got Mr. Spectra V3I, says good evening, everyone. Appreciate you joining in. We got Mr. Buzzsaw, says good evening. We got Mr. Ohio Fred in the house. He says hello. Glad to have Ohio Fred with us. We got Mr. James Letner in the house. Says good evening, everyone. Look at that nice, beautiful coin James has got on there. We got MD4 Cash in the house with us. Says hi, Southern Relic Adventures. Glad to have you in here, MD4. We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. We got Mr. Workman's Adventure, who was also in on the members only live stream last night. Glad to have Workman's Adventure back with us for another great show with Michael and I, and we appreciate him joining in. I'm trying not to miss anybody, Michael. DK1 Detect, glad to have him in the house. Says hi, evening. We got Mr. Gary Holes. Glad to have Gary. Says hello, everyone. Gary from Southern Oregon. Glad to have Gary with us tonight. Appreciate Gary joining in. We got Mr. Walter Smith. Says good evening, everyone. This is Bubba Smith. My other account, I do not know the password because I got a new phone. Way. Hey, we get it. Technology is definitely something that can throw all of us off. Even when I'm doing this right now, it's all new to me. So I'm learning as I go right now myself. So good evening, Walter Smith. Glad to have you in the house. And we got Mr. Michael Martin, Georgetown in the house. So there we go. Michael, what do you think about this new layout?
I was looking at that. I mean, I guess it picks up. I see what you're saying. It picks up when you go live. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the comments were commented before we went live. I couldn't see those, but as soon as we went live, I could see them. So
right. Okay.
But yeah, so, I mean, it seems to be doing good.
Spectre V3I says, I don't see the other video. Let's help some people out so they can go ahead and make sure that they click on that. Michael, let me, I'm going to flip over here to the screen share. And the video, and you guys can see we got a good bit of content on here. But the video is the one that says Digging Deep, Metal Detecting Talk, which you guys see me with my cursor over it. And it's just me, and it's a picture of the thumbnail and LMS metal detecting. But anyway, it is one that says Preview Digging Deep Metal Detecting Talk live stream. So that's the one you want. It's under the video section of the channel, and I put that up yesterday. So yeah, definitely go over there, Spectre V3I, and get in for the drawing because those are some nice prizes that we're giving away. And we gave away a great prize last night. We gave away a nice Minelab carry bag. FLX Detectorist won that, and we appreciated him. And he was super excited to win last night too, Michael. So that was really, really cool. We got Mr. Richard Pelkey in the house. I'm glad to have Richard with us, and we will definitely get. Let's see if I can get that off the channel, off the page there, Michael. So, but anyway, Spectre V3I, go over there and you should be able to find it. And let us know if you can't. But it's the one that says Digging Deep, Metal Detecting Talk live stream, and it has giveaway on the front of it. And it shows a picture of the gloves and the fines pouch. So go over there and leave hashtag Minelab. And I even tell you and show it on the video exactly how you're supposed to type it. So when we do the drawing, we'll be able to pull your name, hopefully. Right?
That's right.
There we go. So, Michael, what you got planned for this weekend?
I may try to go detect in the morning. We're supposed to have rain tomorrow afternoon and for sure Sunday. So I may try to get out in the morning and go.
All right. Well, I'm hoping this rain might hold off and maybe I can get out too. I've got a couple of videos coming, so if you guys have been waiting on some some new content. We should have some content coming up real soon. So stay tuned for that, and we'll have some stuff up really soon. So get ready because there is some stuff coming. Not a ton of great finds, but a great hunt. And
Yeah.
Michael was with me on a couple of these hunts too. So we should have some of that content coming to you guys real soon. So again, if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. If you're on here right now, please hit that thumbs up button because that will definitely help. And again, we're learning a new software tonight, so there might be a couple of hiccups, but hopefully not. And we'll keep on going, Michael. Yes, it's the preview link. That's right. It's the preview link for the video, Ferris Grump. That's the right one. So yeah, go check it out and just leave hashtag MindLab. Spectre V3I said that he just had to send his 1-year-old Manicore for warranty. Oh wow, you're one of the first people I've heard that's had an issue with the Manicore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious to know. He says it was water in the
Or
pod.
water in the pod.
Right. Were you going in salt water or fresh water, Spectre V3I? So I'll be curious to hear that. Hey, look at there. Look who's back with us. Mr. Digging Dude. He says, hey guys, I'm back. We're glad to have you back, Digging Dude. Welcome to the show, as always, and we appreciate you. Walter Smith wants to let us know that, hey, he's from Billings, Montana. I'll be here for years looking at buying a house that was built in 1908. There's a little bit of history up here. Well, there you go. Montana's beautiful, especially that part of the country.
So, it is.
I would love to be out there. But anyway, Spectre V3I again. I hope you get that thing back real quick, and hopefully you're not out of detecting for a while, and they get that fixed and back to you really soon. So Michael, let's try this other screen. Let's see what's going on here. So here we go. So now we've got everybody's comments showing up, and they are moving right along. And what do you think about that, Michael?
That looks good.
Yeah, I got to get there. We go. So now we got all the comments showing up. So Michael, tonight really what I wanted to talk about was this past week I put up a post on Facebook and on YouTube, and it was basically asking people why they detect. What's your reasoning behind starting metal detecting? And we got some really good answers, and I wanted to sort of go through those things and share that with the audience tonight because all of us do this for all kinds of different reasons. Of course, for me, and I think for you too, but for me, it's mainly about the history. Finding something old, finding something that relates to the past is just to me, that's the most unbelievable thing in the world. As when I was growing up, my parents always took me to historical sites, and of course, I majored in history and I teach history. So to me, it's about the history. And I know there are other people that have other reasons. Some of you may have left a comment, but if you didn't leave a comment right now. Tell us why you detect. What really excites you about metal detecting? And again, we had I'm going to look this up real quick, Michael. But I'm going to go through a couple of answers that people left on here, and we're gonna go through these real quick if I can pull this up. So here were your choices, and they were number 1, the thrill of discovery, which a lot of people picked number 1. Number 2, a love of history. Number 3, outdoor adventure. Number 4 was exercise and mindfulness. Number 5 was financial motivation. Number 6, preservation of the past. Number 7, connection with community. Number 8, family bonding. Number 9, technology and skill challenge. And number 10, storytelling and content creation. So, where do you guys fall that are on here right now? I know, like I said, I got 13 comments. Gary left a comment, And he said for him, just being outside and putting on headphones and relaxing, swinging my detector, hear that signal, dig that target, and wonder what great item I've just found puts a smile on my face. So he's about the thrill of discovery, which is number one.
Yeah.
Um, how about you, Michael? Why did you start metal detecting? What made you want to do this?
Well, I put thrill of discovery and the love of history, one and two, is what I put on the comment. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess it's, we metal detect. A lot of us probably hunt or fish, and catching a big fish or killing a big buck, it's kind of like an equivalent to making a good find.
Right.
Um, so it kind of it's going down that same path, and I love history. I always have. I've done Civil War reenacting, and I've done a lot of different things, historical things. I always loved history. So
Right. So look at Texas. He says research, and that's a fun thing too. And I didn't put that on there, but I guess you know, when you love history, I guess that would fall more under a love of history. But when you
right,
find something and you don't know what it is, Michael, isn't it really fun to sort of look it up and then finally realize, hey, I've got something that's really, really cool, or something that you had no idea, and now you know what it is because you did the research. So I like what Tech said too. I think that's a great
yeah,
reason why people metal detect. And we get so bogged down in talking. Sometimes I know we get on here and we talk real technical stuff. We talk about the machines, and we talk about which machine we like and so on. But it's all about having fun at the end of the day, and I think sometimes we lose a little bit of that focus sometimes too. So that's the reason why I wanted to sort of do this tonight, was to talk about some of those things that really make it fun for us, not just talking about the machines. We're all doing this for a reason, and we got to remember it's all about having fun. It's all about a hobby. It's all about community. And I think sometimes we lose track of that because we get so involved or so bogged down in some things. So that's why I wanted to do this tonight, and that was really the main reason. Michael Martin says on here, he says, I enjoy finding jewelry on the beach, gold especially. So Michael, do you sell the gold? So I'm curious. Gold is really real high right now. It's almost
right.
30.
It sure is. It's over
Yeah,
$3,000 an ounce,
yeah, it
right?
was almost $3,800. It might even be more than
3,800.
that.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, old timer says to get away from the ball and chain. Right. So I think a lot of us, and I know I'm like this. When I'm out there, I just lose. I forget about everything else that's going on in my life.
Mhm.
I don't worry about those problems, and it's relaxing, it's peaceful, it's quiet. I'm in my own little zone, my own little world, and but that's what makes it so great. It sort of relaxes us. And I used to be a runner back in my day, and I used to love to go out for a run because that was the only way I could escape, all of the other things that were going on in my world. And now, I've sort of turned to this, and it's sort of, I don't have to listen to all the negative stuff. I can just go out and metal detect and have a good time and find some history and enjoy hanging out with Michael and enjoy hanging out with my friends. And again, that's what makes this hobby so great. That's why I love it. So CZ Digger's on here. He says, "Good evening, y'all," and I'm gonna put his comment up there, even though I know it's going across. And we got Surfside Dan says, "I have many friends throughout the country that I would not have if it wasn't for metal detecting." Right.
Yeah.
You know, just getting out there and enjoying, bonding and having a good time with friends. That's a big part of it. And I think sometimes, again, we lose sight of some of that. And again, that's why I wanted to do this tonight, was to try to, let's refresh why we're doing this. Let's talk about why we doing this. Papa Vane's got a good one. Spending time with his son. We said family bonding. spending time with family, spending time with friends. That's a big, big part of it. Yeah, James Bazell says he just wanted to answer all of the above, which is true. But if you had to pick one, that's what we were really trying to get to. Digging Dude says, I like the thrill of discovering and the love of history, right? And that's where I'm at, too. I think 1 and 2 are probably mine. Number 3 is all of them really apply, but which one is the one that really, really, really gets you going? Digging Dude said, saving history from rotting in the ground. CZ Digger said, I started to get off the couch, didn't want to die on it with an iPad in hand, watched a few vids of detectives finding gold on the beach. At that time, I lived off Fort Lauderdale, right? So, yeah, get out and enjoy it. Enjoy being outside. It's a lot better than sitting on the couch, and it's good
Right.
exercise, if anything. So there are so many things that you can do. Um, yeah, Tex Kinsey said he spent hours reading regimental history. And Michael, I showed Michael a big old thick book that I had. It even makes you, read. You become smarter about some things too that are history related, just for the
Right.
simple fact of your metal detecting. So, yeah, it can definitely spark some other interests in some other areas. Started detecting in the 1970s with my dad, the thrill of finding something old, relics and old coins. So, yeah, I mean, that's exactly where a lot of us are. Sniff It Out wants to know who's going to the beach this weekend. I'm 5 hours away. He says, have fun, guys. Yeah, a lot of people love that beach hunt. Michael loves the beach hunt, don't you, Michael?
Not really. I
Mm,
don't. I mean, I'll go, but that's not my favorite thing to do. But
yeah,
I like the relic hunt.
yeah. And Surfside Dan's on here. He loves that beach hunt, and he goes out at least 2 or 3 times a week down here. So it is, it's and it's a science to that beach hunting. It's not
Oh
easy
yeah, I
to do.
know it is. It's there's a lot to it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
there definitely is. CZ Digger says years later that detectives got caught planning at the beach. Great. I don't. I missed. I must have missed the first part of that. He says I love showing and giving artifacts to the landowner. Digging Dude said that. He said Joe Dirt said he saw others detecting. Thought I'd try it first. First ever find was a 14, and that'll get you going for 14 karat gold band ring. So
Yeah.
yeah, what a way to start for sure. LC hunts, like I said a few minutes ago, solitude. I like detecting with buddies, but I also like being out in the woods alone. Gene Gilstrap says, "Hey guys, listening while at the parish picnic. Glad to have you here, Gene. Thanks for joining in." Spectra V3I says, "My best find this year, which I think I mentioned before, was a 1783 2 Real found with the Deus 2 and the he says MM coin program. Great,
Okay.
yeah, that's awesome. I
Metal.
love those Reals too. Those are beautiful coins. Yeah, congratulations there." Michael Martin says, yeah, especially right now, I sell a lot on eBay talking about gold. But the most rewarding thing is returning a beautiful ring back to its original owner. Can't put a price tag on that. Isn't it great? I've done that a couple of times for some folks down here, and man, I tell you what, it makes you feel like you're unstoppable when you find something like that. And those people just go on about it. So yeah, that's a great, great feeling. You're exactly right, Michael. Um, let's see here. Spectre V3I. He says thank you to Bells. And CZ Digger says the quiet of detecting is great. Same quiet when I was free driving, cruising reefs and spearing fish. It's peaceful, right? And that's where I'm at with it. I love being out there
Yeah.
like that. Johnny Rum says late, but he made it. Glad to have you here, Johnny. Yes, please hit that like button. We're trying to grow, and we just updated our software for the live stream. So, again, we're trying to bring you guys some great quality stuff. And we've got some special guests that we're trying to line up right now. And if we get one of them, it's going to be really, really good. And I think you guys will appreciate it. And but we're trying to up our game a little bit. Barbara the Dirt Pirates in here says, good evening, all. Uh, Ferris Grump says, sniff it out, plan to hit the coast after this low does its thing, I bet. Should expose a lot of stuff up there where you are, Ferris Grump. So good luck
Yeah.
out there, buddy. Um, Yeah, and Gary Hull says, I love how shiny it makes the shovel end. Yes. Barbara Dirt says, we'll be in Cape Cod on the islands on November the 2nd. Can't wait to hit the beaches. So good luck, Barbara. Researching the ID tags I've found. Yeah, that's really cool. Lou says, the thrill of the hunt wherever I am. And Digging Dude says, yeah, I love returns. So I think everybody's along the same lines. I mean, we could go through every single one of these. Outdoor adventure, of course, a lot of us love getting outside. I think that's great. Tex says he's in Washington, D.C., so Tex is not from Texas.
Yeah, he said he got that name from finding Texas buttons.
Oh, from finding Texas buttons.
Yeah.
Good. Spectre V3I says he hasn't found gold in years, but my dad found an 18K thimble in the river in Elmira, New York. Wow. That would be crazy. A gold thimble? That's pretty cool. Um, so financial motivation. I do know there are some people out there. I don't I don't know anybody personally, but I do know there are people out there that sell relics, and that's their thing. I don't believe in selling relics, but there are some people out there that do it. And then again, I get why somebody would sell gold too, because it's really hard to find the owner of a gold ring or a gold necklace if it were lost at the beach or lost in the river, unless it's got some marks or something on it. So I sort of get that too. So, but there are people out there that do this for financial motivation. But I'd sure hate to think that I was trying to live off of the stuff that I found. Wouldn't you, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
would too.
poor.
Yeah. Connection with community. And speaking of that, a lot of us go on these digs or these hunts. Some of them paid, and a lot of it's just to hang out and have friends. Like Dan was saying a few minutes ago, a lot of us get into these hunts because we want to go and see our buddies and hang out with people that we've met over the years. And I know that's a fun thing to do too. I've loved when I've gone to dig stock a few times, just seeing the same faces and talking to all the people. It's always really, really, really a lot of fun. So that's a good thing. Technology and skill challenge. That was another one on there. Nobody picked that one, by the way. And I found that to be really, really interesting. But, some of us like to test and see how good we can do with a metal detector. But most people were, about thrill and finding history and community and mindfulness and getting out and being outside. Most people were that way, more so than they were about financial motivation or technology and skill. Nobody selected storytelling and content creation, and I enjoy that part of it too. Um, but it's not the main reason why I metal detect. So, I think history and just finding things, I think to me are the top two. So, and I think that was for everybody from everything I said, from everything I
Yeah, pretty
saw.
much. Most people, they got into this hobby because they love history. If they're relic hunting, most, I would say.
Right, right. Barbara the Dirt Pirate says, returned a dog tag a few years ago. He just passed, but I found his widow and returned it there. Wow, that's an amazing story. Thank you, Barbara, for sharing that
Yeah,
with us.
that is.
Yeah. Dad and I are waiting for the corn harvest this season, right? I think Michael's waiting for some of those crops to be cut in his area too, so he can get out there and start finding.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting on January, when all the deer hunters are out of the woods, and then hopefully maybe we can get out there. Ferris Grump says a gold ring with an anniversary date is not helpful. Put your darn phone number in your ring, right? Well, some people are starting to get a lot smarter and not wear them down there. But the price of gold's pretty expensive right now, and I don't blame them. Johnny Rum says, anyone know much about ball buttons? Found one last weekend at a site I pulled Civil War and World War II items from, and it's not gold gilt on it as well, but it's the size of a large marble and flat on top at the shank, right? Um, those ball buttons, if they were worn by Civil War soldiers, those were called what do they call them, Michael? The Zouave?
Zouave.
Yeah,
Zouave.
Zouave. Yeah, the Zouave soldiers. And they were where, Michael? Were they from Louisiana? Where were they from?
Um, well, there was actually a unit, I think, from New York, and there was wasn't there one? I think there was one from Louisiana.
I don't know. I don't. I
Dan will
mean,
probably know more than I would.
yeah, I found one before. I found a couple actually.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we have.
yeah, but those are pretty. Those are pretty rare. I mean, I won't say they're like valuable rare, but they're rare to find, hard to find. So yeah, that's a great one, Johnny. So congratulations on that. Gary Hull says, I would make a fortune selling aluminum and aluminum cans. Yeah, finding all the pull tabs and the cans, definitely. You would definitely, if you could make money off of all of that, it would be great for a lot of us. Digging Dude says, one thing I can't stand about metal detecting, digging pounds of misshaped lead. Don't mind musket balls, ringers, and such, but small lead is everywhere. Well, that's the same way with Michael and I. We've dug our share of lead for sure.
Yeah, all different sizes.
Yeah. Barbara the Dirt Pirate says, yeah, laugh out loud, Ferris Grump. He said, you're right, found a hunker and it has initials, but they didn't graduate from the university here, so maybe a faculty member. True. Yeah, definitely. William Birch says, I went and found a lost ring, and when I returned it, they had me join them in a re-wedding ceremony. What a surprise. That's pretty unique right there, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Surfside Dan says, Surfside Dan says they were from New York.
Yeah, I was
Right.
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking, well, maybe it's because it sounds like a French name, and I guess that's what I'm thinking. Lance McElwain says, what up, everybody? Glad to have Lance in the house. Tex Kinsey says, we found South Carolina soldiers at the Battle of Fair Oaks. They were returned to South Carolina for burial. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Really cool. Yeah, you definitely can, Johnny. You can send it to my email at sransc@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat if you're interested. Um, and Dan might even be able to help us with that too. So, but yeah, that's really really cool. Technology has changed over the years. The first detector I had was a White's CoinMaster IV. Yeah, R4. Wow. Yeah, James, it has changed. So we started off the night talking about why we detect and again, a lot of us just love getting out there and having a good time, being with friends and sharing in the thrill of the find. I know sometimes when I find something really good and I'm sort of looking around going like, well, there's nobody here for me to share this with. I'm the only one. So that makes it a lot of fun when you got a buddy going along or you got a few friends and somebody finds something really, really cool. I think that's when people just, they really realize, hey, this is fun. I mean, this is great having somebody else with us too. So I like that as well. So Michael, when you started first detecting, what was one thing that you wanted to find immediately?
um, probably when I first started, I would say a seeded coin. That was
Yeah,
something when I first
yeah.
started.
Wow.
Um, and I found several since then, but yeah, that would probably be when I first got out there, and I wasn't really hunting colonial or Civil War relics. And I was just kind of coin hunting. I would say a seeded coin was kind of top of the list.
Right, a seeded coin. Yeah.
Yeah,
My whole thing was just finding a silver coin, period. I didn't care
yeah,
what it was. I just wanted to find a silver coin because I'd watch all these YouTube videos and I'd see people finding mercury dimes and barbers and those types of things. And I was like, man, I got to find some of those. And then I sort of graduated to where, oh, I got to find something really old. I got to find something colonial. And then I found Civil War stuff, and then it sort of sort of escalated to where I wanted to find older and older and older stuff. And so I think that's where mine started, though, was just with wanting to find just one silver coin. So again, I'll ask you guys the same question I just asked Michael. What was something when you first started was something you really wanted to find right out of the gate? Leave your comment in there. I'd love to hear what you guys wanted to find right out the gate too, and did you ever find it? That's that will be the next part of that. But again, we all have different reasons why we detect, and we all have different things that we want to find. And again, there's still some on my bucket list that I haven't found, and I would love to find those types of things. So let's see what else we got going on here. Ohio Fred wants to know about what year did handheld pinpointers come out? I don't know, Michael.
I know they had. I remember the old Weiss Bullseye. It was a square box and it had a little probe on it, and that was one of the earlier ones I remember. I'm gonna say that was early '90s, maybe.
Yeah, early 90s. Oh, wow. Um, Ferris Grump says he was alone on the beach and found a Civil War relic. My yelling and dancing drew people to tell. Right? Yeah, that would definitely make people come over. Teshridge Digger says he found a 1907 Barber diamond, sold it for $50. Oh, wow. Yeah. Lou says, laugh out loud, the happy dance. Finding historical items always makes my day. Then learning the background makes it fun too, right? And that's what we were just talking about. The research is really part of it. I want to find a large sin. It took me a while. Um, Detect Meister or Buzzsaw said, good tip. Detect Meister, I must have missed the tip. I have to go back and look at it. Silver coin, he says, yes, many. Was the one thing, and I'm like Tex. That's what I wanted to find right out of the gate. I was really young, and just finding coins made my day. Right, and for a lot of it was just finding something. It didn't necessarily have to be something specific. Yeah, gold coin is at the top of my bucket list too, and I have yet to find one of those. Spectra V3i. Barbara, the Dirt Pirate, says my favorite button is a pewter Civil War Chasseurs Eagle button. And I don't know that I've seen one of those, Michael. You ever found one of those?
No, I'm with you. I hadn't.
Yeah.
If I saw one, I didn't know what I was looking at. So.
Yeah. Well, look, and I'm still like that to a certain extent. I'll see things and I still don't know what I'm looking at. So that happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Detecting Adventures, Aggie says, I want to find an Indian head penny first starting out. Found quite a few over the years. Still searching for that 1877.
It took a while to find an Indian head penny for me.
Yeah.
I found a lot of silver coins before I found an Indian head penny. So.
Right. Bell says, I was blessed when I started detecting. I found bucket listers before I knew they were bucket listers. And, Bells, that's so funny. I was sort of the same way. I was finding all the rare stuff, and I couldn't find a large cent. I didn't dig a seeded for a long time. I didn't dig an Indian head for a long time. I mean, I went for like maybe 5 or 6 years. And I think part of it was I just wasn't on the right sites. I think that's what it ultimately came down to. And when I got on the right sites, it definitely started flowing. But yeah, I was just like you, Bells. Barbara the Dirt Pirate says, took me over 5 years to find one, Aggie. Right. Yeah. My first bucket lister was a mini ball. Right. And that was one of the things I wanted to find too out of the gate was a Civil War mini ball for sure. Michael Martin says, I really wanted to find a North Carolina Civil War button called a sunburst. Right. Michael can tell you about those sunbursts. I've never dug a sunburst. Michael's got a few, but I have never dug a sunburst. And I finally found one, but turned out to be a reenactor's button. He said, I'm still searching. Right. Well, you can get on some of those reenactment sites too and find buttons. And unfortunately, they're not the old ones. So Ricky Bennett says, been hoping for a Civil War plate of any kind. Still looking for one 50 plus years in the hobby. Right. I don't have a U.S. plate. And I don't have a South, of course I don't have a South Carolina. Came close when I found that reef buckle not too long ago, but I don't have a plate. Lou says my first Merc was made into a ring. That's really cool, Lou.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah. Lance says I got a 1957 gold dollar and almost passed out. Wow, Lance, that's really good, buddy. So
Yeah, that is.
congratulations on that. Barbara the Dirt Pirate says I found it at Excelsior Camp in Brandy Station, Virginia. Right, you got to be in the right spot to find those things, for sure. William Burt says finding something unexpected. One of mine was a 4,000 to 7,000 year old copper spear point. So is that part of that? What do they call it? Copper culture up in Wisconsin and in Michigan, I think in that area. But yeah, you don't usually see those copper spearhead points. Gary Hull says I wanted to find a silver dollar. Still looking for one after 8 years of hunting for them. Right. Yeah, I haven't dug. Well, I take it back. I dug a peace dollar. So, but that's really the only big silver dollar that I've dug. You dug a silver dollar, Michael? I haven't
Yeah,
even dug a Morgan.
I dug a Morgan,
You dug a Morgan.
and I've dug several half dollars, but yeah. A lot of people walk over the silver dollars because they think it's a can or something.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. Digging Daryl says my first great find was a drop 3-ringer. Right, those are always great. DC Diggins says, "Hey guys, glad to have DC in here with us." He said DC Diggins says he's got 2 sunbursts. Well, I got plenty of South Carolina buttons, but I don't have any any North Carolina sunburst buttons. James Bazell says I still have a Tiny Tech Deluxe pinpointer. Oh wow, I've never heard of that one. Detecting Adventures Aggie says my first hunt ever. I found 2 seeded silvers and a couple of nice coppers. I thought every hunt was going to be like that, right? it goes in ebbs and flows, doesn't it, Michael?
Yeah, it does. It really
Yeah.
does.
Barbara says my first find on mine I will never find list was an 1853 $1 gold coin. Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hear all these people finding these gold coins, Michael. I can't find one.
Me
But
either.
no, that's a nice one. Workman's Adventure says I found most of my coins on one permission. Found a large cent seat dime, 2 barber quarters, and one of every nickel. Right. Well, those are great finds. Workman's
Yeah.
Adventure. Yeah, Teshrews Digger says I'm going to Pensacola next month. He says I'm going to try the beach. Michael Martin says, Michael, mail me one of those sunburst buttons, brother, please. There you go. Yeah. William Burt says, I always wanted a silver dollar. Then I found 4 Morgans in the same farm field. Just have to keep detecting. That's right. You know, and the thrill of the chase, that's another reason, not only the thrill of discovery, but the thrill of the chase, too. Being on a property and thinking you might have a chance of finding some of these things, that's just as fun as actually finding it sometimes. Isn't it,
Yeah,
Michael?
that's right.
Yeah. William Burt says, I always wanted a silver dollar, then found 4 Morgans in the same farm field. I never dug a Morgan, Michael. I got more large cents than I do Morgans. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It is a large coin. It's harder to lose those. I would say that.
Well,
And
and if somebody's detected that area,
yeah,
they've probably already, those things have probably already gotten dug in a lot of cases. Workman's Adventure says he found a U.S. buckle at the same site. Johnny Rum says found an ammo bag U.S. plate several years ago. Same place I pulled that ball button out of. Man, I'd love to have one of those.
yeah,
Yeah. Teshrews Digger says I found a Susan B. Anthony coin last week. I've dug the Susan B. Anthony's and I've dug some. I might have dug. I know I've dug some John F. Kennedy half dollars, but they weren't the silver ones. So I have a hard time with a lot of those newer coins. But of course, I'm out in the woods, Michael. I mean, I'm not on. I'm not hunting a park or a yard a lot of times. It's mainly, in the woods and in fields and that kind of stuff. So I guess that's got a lot to do with it. I'm sure. Lance says 1857 gold dollar. My bad. Fat finger hit the wrong number. Oh, we can relate to the fat fingers, can't we, Michael?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. William Birch says yes, copper culture up here in Wisconsin, right? So William Birch, are you from Wisconsin? I'm assuming. Johnny Rum says nice finds. Workman took me about 3 years to find a silver quarter. I've dug some silver quarters. I just I can't dig up the only I've got $1 and that was a peace dollar, and that's the only one I've got. Tex Kinsey says after digging many mason jar lids, I found my first breastplate. Oh wow, yeah, I would love to find a breastplate too. Johnny Rum, the plate you dug is called a box plate. There you go,
Right.
Surfside Dan says. Ohio Fred says used to find a pocket full of coins when I started. Now a good 4 hour hunt, maybe it's 18 coins, hardly any silver. Right, and you just got to be in the right spot. They're out there for sure. Gene's on here. Gene, glad to have you here. Said best day for me I got was a U.S. breastplate and a box plate 10 minutes after I started swinging, and I got out of the car. Oh, wow. Great, Gene. That's awesome, dude. 5 Mile says, when I found a Union Bullseye canteen, I'd love to find a canteen, Michael. I like a lot of those personal items like that, don't you?
Yeah.
And
Well, and to
speaking
find
of
one
that,
in fairly good shape is pretty rare too.
yeah, it definitely is. So a bullseye canteen. He said I had no idea what I had. Murray Crow asked me what I had, and I pulled it out, and he told me I about died. Then he tried to run off with it. Yeah, no, be careful, people to steal them from you. Johnny Rum says it was bent on the end just a bit. He said thanks, Surfside Dan. There you go. Spectre V3I says silver is harder to find nowadays. He said, my brother
Absolutely.
found hundreds and hundreds over the 50 years of detecting. Most would way back though. He looked like he was having a hard time typing, but I get it. Yeah, he says a hard time finding that silver. DC Diggins says congrats on the gold coin. There you go. NC Relic Hunter, you're so right. I knew I was digging a can and kissed a beautiful $5 payday token from the 1922-1943 lumber company. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those tokens too, especially for some of the mills and things that are in South Carolina, the textile mills up in the upper part of South Carolina. I'd love to find some of those types of tokens. Those are just really cool. Yeah, Ferris Gump says William Birch, cheers on the Morgan. Everyone, yeah, be sure to hit that like button. Thank you, Digging Daryl, for reminding everyone. Only Me Again Metal Detecting on YouTube shows how to remove EMI when using the Deus 2. Yeah, and I just had a conversation with Michael just a few hours ago, actually. Yeah, he did a great job of talking about the Deus 2 and explaining how you can get rid of EMI. And of course, most of us know some of those things. I told him that, it was sort of good to hear him sort of restate some of those things because you get sort of complacent, you don't really think about doing some of those things, and it was good to hear him actually go through a demonstration. You can go check his video out, but some really really cool things about EMI. Of course, running a smaller coil will definitely cut down on EMI, and that was one of the things that he mentioned. Also too, you can manually adjust those frequencies. If you've got a Deus 2, you can adjust those frequencies. You can go to a single frequency, and you could lower your sensitivity. So all of those things are things that would help. But Michael will tell you this: we hunted an area, and I wish we would have videoed it, but we hunted an area not too long ago where we were right by the street, and I was running the Manicore, and Michael was running the Deus 2, and he had the HF2 coil, and that Manicore was going crazy. I couldn't get it to quiet down. I mean, that's how bad the EMI was. And Michael said, I'm not having any problem at all. So that HF2 is the ultimate in knocking out the EMI,
Yeah. It really
running
does a good
in multi
job for sure.
frequency. Yeah, it sure does. Definitely does. But thank you, the Tech Monster, for bringing that up and reminding us about that video. And guys, go check it out. Michael, Only Me Metal Detecting, is a good friend of ours, and I know he'd appreciate the view and appreciate the comments over there on his video as well. Tesh Ridge Digger says, I got more zinc pennies than anything else except pull tabs. Right? We got a lot of zinc pennies for sure.
Me too.
Dex Kinsey says he's got 4 gold coins to include a half a Scudo and $3 princesses. Dang, that's nice. Really good. Yes. Workman's Adventure says, don't find many coins looking for Civil War campsites. Believe it or not, the most silver coins that I ever found was on a Confederate campsite.
Yeah, I've got several guys I used to hunt with, and they used to find gold coins in the Union camps where they had lost them.
Right. So. Well, I mean, Michael's been to the site that I'm talking about, but I dug like 6 seeded coins off of that site. I dug probably at least maybe 5 or 6 flying eagles off of that site. I dug 2 large cents off of that site. So yeah, I mean, believe it or not, Workman's Adventure, the Civil War, or at least in my area, the Civil War
I think it would depend.
Really good.
You know, it would depend on how long they camped there.
Right.
If they had, you know, what was set up there. You know, if they had like a, you know, if money was being exchanged. You know, the time is probably what the most thing. How long they were camped there. As far as losing coins.
Gary Hull says he lives in a poor community. Well, those poor people lost some coins too, Gary. So, yeah, keep on chugging. There's definitely some stuff there for sure. You'll get on the right spot, and then it'll start flowing. William Birch says he does. He says he lives in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Yeah, we got some good friends. Mr. Rob Rizzo, the history digger up there in Wisconsin. That's a beautiful, beautiful area. I've been up there, believe it or not, and it is. It's a very pretty area. Ferris Grumpus says, anyone found any mason jar with money in it? I've never found any, but that would be really good. Gone Diggins in the house. Glad to have Gone Diggin'. We appreciate him joining in with us tonight. Detecting Adventure says, hello, Matt. Yes. Ferris Grump, just the jar, but not the money, is what Barbara said.
Same here.
Yeah. Lou said those Morgans come out in 3s and 4s. He said in those old house sites, look for fireplace materials. There you go. Yes. Beneath the Bluegrass is in here with us. Glad to have him in here with us tonight. Says good evening, everyone from the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. 5 Mile Relic Hunter says, Michael, it's on the cover of American Digger if you want to see it. So there you go. Yeah, we definitely would love to see that. Gene P says, I got a really cool token several years ago back with a bullet hole through it.
Wow.
Have you ever found one with a bullet hole in it?
I found, you know, some tokens with a hole in the middle, just the way they were made. I hadn't found one with a bullet hole.
Right. Carson Chris says he's late joining, but says, hey, everyone, glad to have Carson Chris in the house. 5 Mile Relic Hunter says, Lou, do you mean look around fireplaces? Yeah, usually you can find things around fireplaces. And one of the places that we like to look is around these big old oak trees. You know, they're always leaning or resting, or even when you get down near some of the creeks and stuff, they'll hang their clothes up to dry, and they'll lose money out of it, you know, out of the pants and all kinds of stuff. So there's a couple of things you can look for when you're around there. Spectre V3I says, electric fences mess with my Deus 2 really bad. Right, and that's why I said the HF2 coil really cuts down on the EMI, as well as I would run the 9-inch coil if you're still dealing with a lot of EMI, like Michael said in his video. And then if you still can't get it to calm down, I would switch over to a single frequency.
I don't know if there's a metal detector made that can knock out that electric fence. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, those electric fences can wreak havoc. But on Michael's video, he shows the Deus 2 with the HF2 coil right by an electric fence, and how he calmed it down. Carson Chris says, yes, the HF2 coil is amazing in EMI mitigation. No question about that. There's Wisco Detect. He said, found a wedding ring for a park ranger last weekend and was rewarded with an undetected state park permission. Wow. Yeah, there you go. That would be really cool, Wisco, to go hunt a state park, and especially if it's in a historical area. Barbara the Dirt Pirate says, total fines from the property taken by the state includes 5 meal tokens, 5, 10, and 1 cent payday tokens, 50-cent and $1 merchandise tokens, 2 Indian head pennies, tons of wheats, and 1 Chinese coin, and 1 no cash. Have you ever found a Chinese coin, Michael?
I have not.
Me neither.
I was with a guy that found one, but I've never found one myself.
Right. Ferris Grump says he can't wait to use the HF2 coil in the Ohio woods, and like I said, it works really well in those really tight spaces.
Yeah.
And I actually used it a good bit not too long ago in some really tight spaces in the woods, and I was glad I had it for sure. Spectre V3I says I had to switch to my Manticore. Still bothered that not nearly as bad, right? Yeah, even though the Manticore is pretty good at EMI mitigation too, if you get close to something that's got a lot of ump to it, it will definitely still give you some EMI problems. Gene P said, did a shipment of HF coils get here for the days too? Last I checked, none to be had. That's a good point, Gene P. We actually talked with Mike, the dealer here in the Myrtle Beach area, and he says that he hasn't gotten anything in about 3 weeks. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't really asked them yet what's going on as far as when the next shipments are coming and what's some of the holdup. I know that there's really high demand for those coils, as a lot of people are using them, and especially over in Europe, I know that the people over there have really just took a lot of that inventory. And I think XP was sort of holding off because of the tariff thing at first, and I think that's they're just trying to play catch up. And I hope that eventually, we'll start to see these things flow a little bit faster, and hopefully you'll have yours real soon. All I can tell you is I enjoy swinging it. I found nothing but bucket listers this summer with it. It's an amazing coil, and I enjoy using it. Michael told me the other day, he says, I really just don't want to swing anything else but this HF2 coil. Didn't you, buddy?
Yeah, because I mean, we run high notch on it. It runs quiet. It's lighter weight because my elbow's been bothering me. But yeah, there was a lot of reasons I wanted to swing it. So.
Well, Carson Chris brings up a good point. Maybe this is why we don't find any gold coins. He said Union soldiers were paid with gold coins.
Right.
Confederate soldiers, they didn't get jack. Apparently.
Yeah, most time when you find one, it's on a Union camp.
Yeah. Gone Digging says best place in the world to dig a gold coin is a 6162 Yankee camp. Well, Michael, we got to find one of those. Can we find any of those in South Carolina? We'll have to go down below Charleston.
I'm sure there's some down there.
Yeah, there's got to be one around here. William Birch says another cool thing that can happen is your finds going into a book, right? Yeah, a lot of people love that. My spear was written up in Southern Wisconsin Copper Artifact Resource Manual from Monet Bebo Reinhardt. That was a shocking, right? Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yes, Barbara says, hey, Matt, nice vids. Glad to have Matt in here with us tonight. Says, what up, guys? Testry's Digger says, I dug a Poverty Point, Louisiana, a lot of Indian artifacts dating back about 3,500 years. And I love digging Indian artifacts too, and finding arrowheads and spear points and axe heads, all those pottery. If I see it, I'm getting it because I love that kind of stuff. Spectre V3I says, but we did have people who were in the Civil War since NYS sent people, right? Yeah, definitely. Tex Kinsey says Banks Army got paid in silver and gold coinage.
Yeah.
There we go. Beneath the Bluegrass says, I recently was fortunate enough to find a U.S. Union Army box plate. Totally surprised as me as I was in a creek on a 1790 homestead. Testridge Digger says, has anyone tried magnet fishing? I've tried it, but the thing is here in South Carolina, you can't throw a magnet into the rivers or anything like that. It's actually against the law, unfortunately. But I know some people that have had a lot of great success magnet fishing. Surfside Dan says, I found an eagle button with a bayonet triangle hole in it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's real cool. Dan, you got to show me that. I've never seen that one before. Barbara says, my favorite two Civil War brass items are an Enfield oil can. It's about 1/4 inch tall and a sling belt hanger. Right. I found a uh, Rigdon and I can't remember the other name of it, but it was a sword hanger for a Confederate officers thing, and it was had the snakeskin type thing on the outside of it. You know what I'm talking about, Michael?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's Rigdon and Leach, I believe, was the name of it. But yeah, I found one of those. I need to put that picture up. I haven't shown that picture of that thing in a while, but it was a beauty, and was really shocked to find it. But yeah, I love stuff like that, especially the sword hangers. Carson Chris says huge boulders also attract people, especially on old wagon routes. Right. So if you're out west, that's probably like our oak trees, right, Michael?
Yeah, I would say so. That anywhere they would stop on those wagon routes, you know.
Right. So yeah, I would think that that would be nice. Michael. Let's see if we can. I want to change over to. Let's see. This is. There we go. That's that one. There we go. So anyway, we're switching over to this. You weren't all the way on that platform that I had you on. That was driving me crazy. Anyway, I can still put up comments. Michael Martin says, "Do you guys ever hear of finding valuables where old outhouses used to be, like privy sites? I've heard people used to hide valuable items in there, right? And a lot of people go and they dig those privy sites. Surfside Dam being one of them. We're actually going to be looking for an old trash pit or privy site on a couple of our permissions when the winter time comes. So, but yes, you're exactly right. Sometimes
That's a
they,
good the route that they would have took from the house to the outhouse. That's a good spot to find old coins because you know they traveled that route a lot, going back and forth to the outhouse from the house. So
right.
that's a tip, you know. You can find the route from the old house to the outhouse. A lot of
Yeah,
times there's coins there.
right, right. It's just like where people used to park their cars in their driveways and stuff. That's a
Yeah,
great place to look for old coins because, especially if they're getting out of their Model T, they could have dropped some of those silver coins or whatever. And usually those are good places to look as well. Michael Martin, we just had his. Let's see here. Spectre V3I says there are no HF2 coils in the states that are available. And yes, I did all that. He did months ago and weeks ago when I was near the fences. Right? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, some of those fences are they can be just brutal. Carson Chris says, yeah, we find a lot of Chinese coins that are common in the West. So
right. They worked on the railroad a lot. I know the
right,
Chinese immigrants, and
right,
you find
right.
them more in the West. So.
So Carson Chris says, yeah, HF2 is amazing at finding gold nuggets. Well, I know you're in the right spot for that, Carson Chris, and I'd be real curious to hear your settings and what you're actually running to find some of those. That would be really cool. I hope to go gold hunting one day out west. We got to try that, Michael. We haven't done that.
Yeah.
Um, Surfside Dan says, I found a pair of George Washington silver morning cufflinks. Yeah, I've
Wow.
seen those, Dan. Those are
Is
beautiful.
that the one with the urn on them?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Gene P says, who's your dealer in Myrtle Beach? And that's a good thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, Gene, because our dealer is Mr. Mike Heil at LMS Metal Detecting. And this is his actual website here that you see on the screen. He's going to be the guy that is actually donating the giveaway for tonight. So go check him out at LMS Metal Detecting. And all of his information is down at the bottom of this page. And I should have put it up. Let's see if I can find the other one, Michael. I think I got the other one with all that information.
There it
But
is. Yeah.
there it is, but his site's not on it. So, but anyway, it's LMS Metal Detecting 843-457-2795 in Myrtle Beach. And it's LMS Metal Detecting Store. So if you are interested and you're looking for anything metal detecting related, check out Mr. Mike Heil at LMS Metal Detecting. And I hate that it must have been that I used the widget on this, but there we go. So there's Mike's website, and it's LMS Metal Detecting, and you guys can see it there. But he can get you hooked up with anything and everything that you need, especially if you're looking for that HF2 coil or you're looking for the Legend 2. Mike can get you hooked up with all of your needs, metal detecting needs. He's doing a pre-order list for the Legend 2 for those of you that are interested in the Legend 2. And you can get on the waiting list too for the HF2 coil. And Mike provides great service after the sale. And again, he can get you hooked up with just about anything, and he sells a good bit of stuff. And speaking of gold, there's some gold pans right there, Michael.
Yep, sure is. That's XP makes those, right?
And yep, XP makes gold panning, right? Ferris Grump says LMS Metal Detecting, the channel sponsor, right? Yeah, we appreciate Mike, and there's his logo up there. You guys can see it, and go check him out, Gene P. He can definitely get you hooked up. Great guy to deal with. He was on our members only live stream last night, and we gave away a MindLab carry bag that LMS donated to the channel for the live stream, as well as tonight he donated a fines pouch and a pair of MindLab gloves, which we're going to be doing our giveaway for those really, really soon. Yes, Johnny Rum says, let's see here. Yes, Spectra V3i says metal detecting season is almost over here in New York State because it's probably getting ready to get pretty cold up there. I'm assuming, right? Yeah.
I'm glad it's cooling down here. That's all.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
been a long.
I'm glad it's cooling down here. Johnny Rum
Yeah,
says the old clothesline locations, right, where they hung their clothes, is
absolutely.
definitely a
Yeah.
good place to look for coins. Ridge Digger says yes. He says, I did a lot of gravel parking lots, got to wear knee pads, right? Yeah, that
And
would
I
be good.
pointed shovel to get through that gravel.
Yeah, it sure is. Gene P says that I know a group of guys in Pennsylvania that only dig privies. The one guy bought a house just to house his entire bottle collection. Was told $1 million worth. All right,
Wow.
I've known people that have done that, Michael. The guy that we were with not too long ago, he said that a guy bought a house there in that town that we were in, and he bought it simply to go dig the relics out of the yard. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah. Carson Chris says this is what he's using. He's using Goldfield 2.5 to 3 reactivity, 93 sensitivity. So Goldfield must be working really good in your area, Carson Chris. Uh, Reagan Kendrick says, nice. Glad to have Reagan in here. Appreciate him joining in with us. Um, what about George Washington's wood teeth? That would be cool to find. They got them in the Smithsonian. When you and Michael hit some of those sites in the woods in the summer, do you guys come across a lot of snakes? I always think about it when I watch your videos. Well, you know what?
Not really. We've seen a couple.
I had one that was hanging on my truck. Do you remember that, Michael?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, he was hanging on my truck. It was actually a green snake, but no, we haven't really seen that many, believe it or not. I got a little worried when I was in the woods not too long ago, but um, when it starts cooling down, generally we're okay. But I didn't really see that many this summer the way I thought I would have. But of course, we got a lot of rain too, so usually you see more of them when we get a lot of rain. But it hasn't really been that bad. Like right now, I got a little bit of poison ivy on me. But yeah, poison ivy, ticks, snakes, gnats, mosquitoes. We're dealing with
Let's
all of
see.
that stuff for a long time. Once March gets here, it's from March all the way to right now. No-see-ums. Yeah, the no-see-ums biting gnats, biting flies. And then when the summer comes, you're dealing with the yellow flies or deer flies. So yeah, it's not a lot of fun hunting in the south during the summer for sure. Um, Gary Hull says, I would love to find Annie Oakley coin that she shot at one of her exhibitions. That would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
would be
Yeah,
neat.
definitely. Gene P says, Brian, I'm an XP user. I was at the tent when you showed me the sweeper program. I'll forgive you. I'm not using my digging channel name. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, Gene, glad that you were able to see that. Hopefully, you're using that program. That program has done wonders for us. But we've been running a two-tone program with the HF2 coil that we're really really excited about, and really works well for us. You can run it in fast, you can run it in deep high conductor, you can run it in general, and we basically just set up that two-tone program, and we set it at 53 kilohertz on the HF2 coil, and we make sure that that second tone break is at a really higher pitch, and it'll stop you in your tracks on these relic sites, won't it, Michael?
Yeah, it will. It really
Right.
does.
Right. DC Diggins says prime metal detecting season here in North Carolina. Right. It's getting ready to be prime for us as well. So Carson Chris says snow down to the valley floor next week. Oh, wow. Snow. I can't believe that. Barbara the Dirt Pirate says, let's talk bullets. My best find, a Nestler Confederate shotgun bullet, guaranteed 100% Confederate, made at the Institute of the Deaf, Dumb, and Blind in Raleigh for the
I got
Southern
one of
troops.
those.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, wow. I, I, you know what? I might have one. I've dug some brass ones. You know that, Michael?
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I've dug a few brass ones. I think I've still got one back there behind me somewhere. I might have to dig it out to see if I've got one of those too. Patrick's in here. Patrick Parker. He says, "Hey guys, good to see y'all again. Good to see you too, Patrick. Thanks for joining in with us tonight." Right. Don't forget about the sites when the circus came to town. Right. The old fairgrounds are always great places to go to. Those in the 1870s, they are loaded. Right. You're exactly right, 5 Mile. Lou Michael, Snakes, yes, in Georgia, getting cooler now, going to spend more time in the woods. There you go. Look what he says. He says Sasquatch eats snakes as a snack.
Well, he can have them.
Tesher's Digger says get some of those Louisiana mosquitoes. I don't know. South Carolina mosquitoes are pretty bad too, right?
I've seen some big ones.
Surfside Dan says, yeah, don't forget the chiggers.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
William
I
Birch
think I
says,
hate those worst of all. Worst of all is the
right,
chick.
right. Yeah, William Birch says, I hunt here in Wisconsin until it snows. Just switch to the woods since the ground freezes last there. I
Yeah.
get it.
The leaf
Yeah.
litter keeps it
Gene P
inside.
says I had to dispatch two copperheads that were close to my back porch. Yeah, we haven't. That is pretty amazing that we hadn't seen as many more snakes this
Right.
year.
I hadn't seen one in a while. So
Yeah, and Digging Dude says, yeah, you got some nasty critters down south. We sure do, for sure. Barbara says, yeah, JP had a big rat snake try to get in the house last week. Dang thing, yes. And yeah, sure, rub it in with the HF2 coal. Wish I had one for sure. I'll call your buddy and see if he'll send me one. I am Gene's Dig History. That's right, Gene. We know. I know who you were. So that's good. Well, yeah, give Mike a holler. Maybe he can get you hooked up. But um, definitely, the HF2 coil for me has been a great thing, and I've enjoyed swinging it. I enjoy using it. Like we've said a few times, really good on EMI mitigation, really good on hunting in tight spaces. Carson Chris is really good on gold. So yeah, it's a great coil, and you know, are you going to use it all the time? Probably not. But when you get into certain situations, it's really good to have that coil in a trashy area, iron loaded, or even modern trash area. You
it
can
is
really,
deeper than you think it is.
oh
It punches
yes,
pretty deep.
it is deep, and I've dug some things that just shock me in some cases, and that's what I love about it is it does a lot of things that a lot of small coils that I've had before won't do, and I think that's its selling feature as well. XP Weasel is on here, and he says, hey, I just got back from Missouri. Our group hit a Civil War site, got to try out my Vortex VX9. Well, good. Hopefully you like that Vortex VX9. I've run it. Michael's run it. we enjoy swinging it. I'll tell you, the little 5x8 coil for that machine has done really good for us. It's been amazing. And again, uh, go out there and swing it and enjoy using it. And if you bought it, it's not a bad machine at all.
No.
Yes. Spectra V3i says we got lots of ticks here. Yeah, we do too, for sure. Um, let's see. Detecting Adventures Aggie says, yeah, you need to get Barbara to do a medical show. Very interesting advice dealing with health issues that you have while detecting bites and such. Yeah, we might have to for
First aid.
sure. Yeah, XP Weasel says great. He says still trying to learn it right, and it's a great machine for $599. I like the screen on it, and again, there are some things that it's missing. The feature wise, it doesn't go up as high frequency wise, but really other than that, the machine performs really really well and like I said, I would really strongly suggest getting that 5x8 coil. I really love that coil. So, yeah, check that out. Let's see here. Lou says, I carry a machete as well as my root slayer. Right. You use the root slayer too, Michael. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's see here. William Birch says, since 3.1 came out, I use general program with pitch 2 and have found a lot more nickels and Indian head pennies in my well hunted site. Right. And that was the thing, and I know we've said this. I know we haven't really talked a lot about machines tonight, just here and there. But again, the 3.1, it seems like it brought some of those programs back to us that we weren't using before. We were mainly using sensitive full tones, which is a great program still. But now I see myself using general. I see myself using deep high conductor more. I see myself using sensitive full tones and sensitive. All of those programs, and fast, definitely. All of those programs just seem like they've opened themselves back up, whereas I felt like they were sort of squelched under 2.0. But now that this 3.1 software is out, and then add the HF2 coil to the XP Deus 2, I think we're really seeing some big, big improvements in a lot of ways. So, but good. That's so good to hear, William, and I'll definitely share that with XP next time I talk to them. Damien wants to know: Have you tried the sweeper program with the latest update using regular coils? Yes, performs the same. I mean, I haven't really noticed any difference, and again, I think it's a little more responsive. And I ran it when Michael was running the HF2 coil, and I had Mike Kyle out there with me from LMS, and I ran it a good bit that day, and I actually did really well with it running that program. So, yeah, the sweeper definitely. I mean, I would still strongly suggest it. John from FLX Detector is the guy that won last night on our members only live stream. That's all he uses. He swears by the sweeper program, and he thanks me every time that he comes on here. And he's put up a couple of videos over on TikTok, and he talks a lot about the sweeper program. So, but yeah, it's been my go-to, and I would still go to it even with this update. It's responding just the same to me. I haven't noticed any differences. Jeff's Detecting Channel says he's found 2 pocket knives and a Mercury dime this week. Spectra V3i says I use my 4x6 coil on the MXT and the V3i, and I also like the 6x9. Those are all good choices. And speaking of that, Michael, we got to do our tip of the week. We haven't done our tip of the week. We've been running our mouths the whole time and hadn't done the tip of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
So
a tip of the week and a giveaway, right?
yeah, we've been everybody's been sharing tips tonight, so that's been great. So real quick, as
Yeah.
always, we got Michael's Detecting Tip of the Week. Here it goes, and let's put this up right now, Michael.
Hi guys, I just wanted to hop on here and film my tip of the week this week. My tip this week is to let people know, and we've kind of seen this in the past, but if you're hunting a spot, you can go back multiple times. It pays if you got more than one machine to try a different machine. Some folks only have one machine,
If you only have one machine, go back with a different coil and try that. If you only have one coil for that one machine, go back and try a different program or different settings. Because depending on the conditions, the time, whether the ground is wet, we kind of saw that this weekend. We had a lot of rain. It can bring some targets to the surface, and you, as far as detection, it really helps in that. But if you can use different coils, different machines, different settings, you may find that you'll find some more items that you've missed in the past. It's just something that we've learned over the years from hunting. That's why we carry multiple coils and machines if we have them. If not, we'll switch to different settings and try that. But I just wanted to kind of give this tip this week, and it's something we've learned from years of hunting. So have a good night, guys.
And there we go. That was Michael's detecting tip of the week. We got to get Michael talking a little bit louder, don't we, guys? That's a great tip, though. And then when Spectre V3i just talked about those coils, that's what made me remember Michael. He says, I used to love my 4x6 coil on my MXT Pro and V3i, and I also like the 6x9. So, Michael, if it was a little bit too low, Michael was basically saying, look, you need to go back to sites and use different coils and use different settings because, again, you're going to miss things. And that's another great thing about this hobby. I mean, you can constantly go to sites, and run different settings and run different coils and run different machines, and you're going to find that usually you miss something, and that's what makes this hobby so much fun. So again, I appreciate Michael making the video for us and sharing his detecting tip of the week. Carson Chris says he thinks that 3.1 is hotter, and I agree with Carson Chris. I do think it's a little more sparky. Yeah, it's a little more sparkier. So yes. Let's see here. He says, have you gotten, oh yeah, I do. I love the two-tone setup that they did. In fact, I actually helped them with that two-tone setup, and they basically changed the upper part of that, if you got over a higher conductive target, where it gives a higher ring or a higher tone, pitch tone sort of, to that machine. So yeah, I love that two-tone setup for. In fact, that's what I was using when I ran the 5x8 coil the last time, was a two-tone setup, and I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Jeff's Detecting Channel says, we found that stuff using 20 kilohertz on the Legend. All right. So I must have missed what Jeff said earlier. Oh, found 2 pocket knives and a Mercury dime this week. So, and he was running the Legend, right? And the Legend 2 is going to be coming out. So you guys go check it out when it comes out. If you're interested in that machine, again, check out our buddy Mr. Mike Kyle at LMS Metal Detecting, and he can get you hooked up or put you on the waiting list for that machine. Gene P says, I haven't updated yet. Don't want to mess up the sweeper program you gave me. Is so deep and even deeper with the 13-inch coil. Well, that's good, Gene. I'm glad you're still using it and enjoying it. It's so good seeing you on here. Yeah, William Birch says, great tip. Right, great tip. I've done Parks and Myers with 5 different detectors with 9 different coils, and I always find more. Right, that's exactly what it's about. Michael's exactly right on that. Michael Martin says that is a really great tip. Right, it is. And Bell says, great tip, Michael. She said, thanks so much. Digging Dude says, nice, Michael. And Digging Daryl says, great tip and good tip. Thanks for the reminder. So there we go. Thanks, Michael. Look at all these people loving Michael's tip of the week. So I'm glad we remembered that, Michael, because we were about to forget. All right, Michael. Well, we've been on here for a while, and I think it's about time to do this giveaway. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we're going to see how this works. This is something new, right?
Again, guys, and you guys can see we've been playing around with a lot of these screens. I've got a bunch of different templates that I've set up to try to make this better. I'm trying to make it where it sort of flows real good for all of us, and makes a little better quality video-wise. A lot of work on my part to set it up, but I think it's going to be great for us as we start making more and more content. We're going to start doing a lot more interviews with people. We're going to bring some people on and some people that some of you are familiar with, maybe some people you're not so much familiar with. And we're going to talk some history stuff. We're going to talk metal detecting stuff. We're going to talk maybe even to an archaeologist. We might even have that going on. And we're going to sort of expand our channel a little more, so you guys can get just a real well-rounded channel that you can come to, hang out, get some information, have fun, and enjoy the hobby. And again, I'll still be putting up my hunts. We'll still be doing our live streams, and we're just gonna keep on rocking and rolling. But that's the main reason why we switched over to this new software, is to sort of help bring some of that content to you guys. And we wanted tonight to be about you guys as well. You know, I loved hearing all the great stories about the coins and the knives and the mini balls and the gold coins. You know, I'm amazed at how many of you dug gold coins, which is just really, really cool. So again, we like making it about you guys. It's not about me and Michael. It's about our community, the channel, the people that come here and sharing the joy of the hobby. And that's what we try to do. And we try to offer some information along the way about the machines as well, and those types of things. So again, hopefully you enjoy what you see on here. And if this is your first time on here, hit that subscribe button. That greatly would help us out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button and the like button before you leave too tonight, and that would appreciate it. We would appreciate that as well. And again, we're gonna keep on chugging. And again, we got some great things planned for the future. And hopefully we'll have some announcements maybe from some of these manufacturers. Right, Michael?
Yeah, maybe we can get Brian to tell us some historical legends and ghost stories of the South Carolina area. Make a
Right.
few videos for this month.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna broaden the channel out a little more, and hopefully bring you guys some things that that we're all interested in too, and it's
Right.
gonna be good. But yeah, we're excited about where we're going right now with the channel. So stay tuned, because again, we are gonna have some really good stuff coming, and we got some good stuff planned for you guys. But all right, Michael. So we've talked and talked and talked. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this, pull this thing off. So let's see here. Do we want to do, well, we could use that one, couldn't we? All right, so hopefully everybody has put in hashtag MindLab on that video, because that's how we're going to pull the winner of tonight's giveaway. And we are giving away a pair of MindLab gloves and a MindLab Finds pouch. And you can see they're on the preview video, so that's why I made the preview video. And that's
What
probably how
size
we're.
are the lab gloves, Brian?
What's that?
You know what size those gloves are?
Those gloves, I don't know. You might be able to ask Mike. He can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he could definitely tell you. But anyway, we're going to start doing the giveaway like that. So we'll do a preview video. So if we're doing a giveaway, then we want you guys to respond to that video, because that's how I'm going to pull the winners of our giveaway. It's going to be on the preview video. So if you go over to Southern Relic Adventures, and I'll put it up on the screen one more time so everybody can see it. I know this is something new. And but if you go on to Southern Relic Adventures, and you go to videos, you will see a video that says preview. It's the first one that you see here, and it's the latest one. And it says preview, Digging Deep Metal Detecting Talk live stream, Why We Detect. And we had special giveaway on it. So yes, you got to put in hashtag MindLab there, not on this video and not in the chat. Right. Yeah. So that's how we're going to be doing our giveaways from now on. If we are doing a giveaway, we'll do a preview video before the live stream, and you will leave the comments there. So yeah, so that's how we're going to do it, because I can't pull from the chat in order to do this. So Wisco Tech, go over to that video that you see that says preview digging deep. Don't leave it on here because I can't pull it. I can't pull it. You guys are leaving hashtag MindLab there, but I can't pull your comment. You got to go to that video, the preview video on the channel, and leave hashtag MindLab there, and that puts you in the running for the drawing. And it is a MindLab Finds pouch and a pair of MindLab gloves. I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to go over there and do that, and then once they do that, then we will we'll do the drawing, because I know this is new for everybody. It's new for us too, so we're having to
Can you
use
look at the
something totally different.
comments on that video, Brian, and see if we got it, people leaving them there?
I'm gonna go look right now, so we'll go over there and look. And again, it starts off just like all the other videos. And right now, Bells, Digging Daryl, and Ohio Fred, those are the only ones. So yeah, so you got to go to that video, and you guys can see who's left a comment. Ohio Fred, Digging Daryl, and Bells are the ones that have left comments. So right now we only got 3 people in for the drawing. We can do more. Let's hope we can get more. And again, that's how we're going to do it from now on. So get used to that. I know that's something different, and we'll give everybody a few minutes to do that, since this is something totally new. But go over to that video, and it says preview, and all you got to do is go over there and leave hashtag MindLab on there. I got 4 comments.
Well, Damien said he did it an hour ago.
Well, maybe I got to hit refresh. Let's see. I thought I did. Did they leave it on the right one? Because it's not showing up.
Do you have to hit the newest comments, maybe?
That's what I'm looking for. All comments. Let's see here. Workman's Adventure said he commented on it earlier too. Well, why aren't the comments showing up? He says, I like the old way. The old way, though, is not going to be the way we're going to do it, though.
Until we can figure something else out.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to be on the one that says preview digging deep. Why We Detect with special giveaway.
Let me check on my phone and see.
Why isn't it showing up over here? That's what I don't get. That's really strange. Wonder if YouTube is... Yeah, Workman's Adventure said he just did it again right now. Let's see if it showed up. Huh.
I got Bales, Digging Daryl, Old Pelon. That's all I've got on here.
Yeah, I wonder why. That's strange. Yeah, Joe Dirt said he did it 2 days ago. So why aren't the comments showing up on here? Dean Gilstrap said he sees his name on there. I'm wondering. Let's go look and see. Let's see if they put it. They might have put it on this other video. Let's check. Nope. Well, that's not good. William Birch said he just did it. get it.
So are you gonna write down a number when we pick a number?
No, we're not doing the pick the number. We're gonna do something good. We'll figure it out. Let's see here. I don't understand why there's no comments showing up though. Cause it's like they're being blocked.
Yeah, or they're reviewing the comments and they're not showing up right away or something.
Right, because Gene says that he sees his on there 2 times.
Huh.
Yeah.
Lance said if the video was a live video, then comments show up in a separate comment section. But it's not a live. That one's not a live video.
No, that's just a preview video.
Right.
That's why I put it up like that, so they could leave a comment. But I'm only seeing 4 comments. You see it right there. 4 comments. Let's see what sort by newest first.
That's all I'm seeing when I look. It's 4.
All you seeing is 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says 5 Miles says he sees him, Daryl, Fred, and Bells.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing.
Gary Hull says I saw 4 comments when I did mine. Are they screening comments?
It makes you wonder. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, when all else fails, Michael, we might have to do what I had to do last night because it's not doing it. So hang on, I've got a way that we did this last night. We'll see if this works this time. And Diggy Dude says I've been blocked all my life. He says when I go to members, but that's not a members video. That's a public video. That's why I don't understand why your comments aren't showing up. 4 below my name on the video. It's not the members one. It's the one that says preview digging deep metal detecting talk live stream. Why we detect special guest. Yeah, Gene Gilstrap, you like the penny? We might have to go back to the penny. All right, Michael, hang on.
Oh yeah, I remember. Guess the date on the penny.
Oh, we might go to a different coin. We're gonna have 2 coins. We won't use a penny. We'll use a.
Damien said maybe Mind was on the terrorist watch list.
I don't know what's going. That is the strangest thing. I've never seen that. And I mean, I know I know everybody knows how to go over there and leave comments. And there's still only 4 on there.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, there's the video. Y'all see it? And I've only got 4 comments.
I don't know.
That's just strange. I don't know. How about we try to guess Michael's weight to whoever gets the closest wins? What do you think about that? 5 Mile. I like 5 Miles. He says when I went in, it said instant winner. Well, we'll get it figured out. Yeah, Brian, he says run it and just see what happens. Well, maybe, that's a good idea. Let's just try it. Let's just see what happens. But it's only going to pick up 4 comments. Digging Daryl says get the penny out. Well, we're not going to do a penny. This time, we're going to do... Oh, I got to get one that looks a little better than that. Hang on, Michael.
Out of all the coins he got a cruddy one.
Well, make it look too good. Can't make it look too good. All right, here we go. Hey, Lance, look what Lance said. Lance says 234 pounds. And Damien says heads. Here's what we're going to do. And this is how we did it last night. Okay. You guys see, I've got a penny there. Okay. The person that gets the closest is going to win. Okay. So I'm not going to turn it around because the date's on the other side and I don't think y'all could see it anyway. But yeah, I've got a penny. And whatever the date is on the other side, the year, the person that can get the closest is going to win. All right? There we go. All right, Michael. Let's see who can get the closest. And if we have a tie, then we'll go to another coin. How about that?
Is this just a regular penny?
And you can only guess once.
It's not a wheat penny. It's just
I didn't say it.
Okay, so it can be a wheat penny or a memorial, right?
It could be a wheat penny or a memorial.
Okay.
All right, I know what the date is. And I did show the back. That might have gave it away.
Anybody got it yet?
That might have gave it away. There's somebody close. Yeah, there's one person that's really close. No, it's not a wheat penny. It's not a wheat penny. We'll let everybody take a guess. I apologize, guys. Like I said, there's always technical issues. Especially when you're trying something new. We'll let everybody get a chance. See if anybody can zoom in. It won't zoom in that close. All right, has everybody had a chance? Richard, it's not a wheat penny. You can only guess once, too, by the way. Old Timer 50 says hashtag MindLab. The old penny. Well, like I said, I can't believe that the comment thing didn't work. All right, has everybody guessed? All right. So, Michael, we got a tie between the person that was the closest. So, XP Weasel and Workman's Adventure both guessed 2003, and it was a 2005 penny. All right, so Workman's Adventure and XP Weasel. I got another coin on here. That is
is it the closest without going over? Is that what you're
closest? The closest to the year. It was a 2005, and they put 2003.
Well, Gene Gilstrap had 2006.
Oh, okay. Then Gene's the winner. Yeah. So there we go. So Gene is the winner.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Gene. I missed 2006. So congratulations, Gene Gilstrap.
Well, Clint had 2005.
Who, Clint?
Yeah.
He guessed 2005?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. That's why it's hard doing this like this.
Clint H.
Oh, do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, then Clint is the winner. 2005 was the correct date on the penny. So there you go, Clint. Congratulations. And guys, I apologize for the technical difficulties because that's how I had it planned to just pull the comment. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it going. But again, Clint, I need you to leave me your address at sransc@gmail.com. So congratulations to Clint. We appreciate you, Clint. Thank you for joining in tonight. There's my email address. Send me your mailing address and telephone number. So way to go, Clint. That was a tough one too, not knowing that penny. And you can't really see it good on the computer. So, but yeah, congratulations, Clint, on the gloves and the fine pouch. And we will get those out to you this weekend. So I expect to see them sometime next week. So there you go. Yes, thank you guys. And again, I apologize for the mess up on the random comment picker, which I still can't figure that out. That's got me bumfuzzled. Let's see if any more of them showed up. Well, now I see Ohio Fred, and I see Walter Smith on here. So there's 5 comments. I see Bells digging down. It's like they're delayed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So again, we'll figure it out. We'll have that worked out by the next time we do a giveaway. But congratulations to Clint on the beautiful gloves and the nice finds pouch, and that was donated to us by LMS Metal Detecting. Please, guys, go check out our buddy Mr. Mike Heil at LMS Metal Detecting. He would greatly appreciate it. And again, you can find all your metal detecting needs on LMS Metal Detecting. This is his store. And then here's his contact information below. Look, now his site's showing up. LMS Metal Detecting, 843-457-2795. He's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. LMSmetalDetecting.store. And Mike can get you hooked up with any metal detecting need that you have as well. And he's got all the latest and greatest machines. He's got pre-order up right now for the Legend 2. He's got a great sale going on right now if you need a pair of XP headphones, wireless headphones. He's got the WSA2s and the WS2 XLs. So he's got all of those headphones on sale right now. I believe they're $49 off. So
those XLs will be nice when it gets cold.
Yeah. Hey, beneath the bluegrass says 2005. Well, again, guys, we enjoyed it, and thank you guys for bearing with us and us getting used to our new home right now. And we'll have all the kinks and everything worked out with our giveaway tool. Everything else seemed like it worked pretty good, but we'll definitely work on that to try to get that a little better. And again, I think the show went well, and we appreciate everyone showing up tonight and being a part of our show. Again, we like making the show about you guys. It's not about Michael and I. It's about coming in here, having fun, sharing some info, and just talking metal detecting. That's what we're doing. So again, guys, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope all of you have a very, very good weekend, and hopefully the rain will hold off. If you're worried about rain here on the East Coast, maybe it'll hold off long enough for you to be able to get out and find some great treasures and share those things with us. We're going to do a find show too, maybe towards the end of the month, where we just feature our finds from some of our viewers. So we'll be doing that as well. So again, you guys take care. Have a fantastic weekend. If you're a college football fan, hope your team wins this weekend, and get out there and find some amazing things. And thank you guys again for being a supporter, subscriber of Southern Relic Adventures. Check out all of our latest content. And before you leave, please hit that thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. And you guys take care, and we will catch you guys on our next adventure. Take care, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Have a good weekend, guys.